guys, well, welcome back to Project Defiance here. I think this is going to be episode 11, 12. I can't really keep up with that point. So with this one, we're going to be doing the off-road lights in the grill here. There's not really a bracket I'm able to buy for it, so I have to make sort of a custom way of actually mounting the lights in the grill. And I'll kind of show you what we're gonna do with that. So let's get after it. Well, for our off-road lighting package, we are going with none other than Baja Designs for everything. I have a 40-inch Onk 6. This is gonna be the curved version. So that way my idea is it's going to go with the actual curve of the OEM grill. And then also I have two amber versions of these Onk 6s here, and for one, those are going to help cut through the dust. And then also with that, I sort of like having a setup where you can run ambers both during the daytime and at nighttime. That way, even in the daytime, if somebody's coming through and they see you through the dust, they can see those lights before they actually see the truck. So I think my idea with this is I'm actually going to be making a bracket right here to mount to this core support and sort of bolt in. So let's get to making that bracket here. All right, well, for this part, I'm actually using this material called ram board. It's sort of like this thick, not paper, but not cardboard, and it's great for making templates because it can hold angles and everything. And I can give kind of a shout out to Wings World for showing me this material because it's helped me out a ton with making these brackets here. So I took some measurements and I'm gonna go and try to make a finalized design. Unless you want to see me make 20 different measurements and cut for however long, I'm gonna skip forward to that. All right, and here's the bracket that I came up with right here. So we'll see, this is the width that that 40-inch bar is gonna line up to, and then these two portions right here are going to be the width that the two 10-inch bars are able to line up to, and I'm able to weld tabs to then mount those onto. So with this is going to then slide in here, and I'm gonna have multiple bolting in locations right here to actually kind of mount to nutserts inside of this core support here. So with that, I then took this and I made a bunch of measurements, took angles and everything, and I sent it to my buddy, and he's actually going to make it into a CAD file that then I can go through Send, Cut, Send and just have a perfect version of this every single time. That way, if I ever decide to remake it, or I've got buddies who want it, then they can also have it. I can just order it for them. So I'll show you that now. About a week's time, I was able to get this done into a file, and then Send, Cut, Send was able to make this out of 1/8-inch mild steel for me. So that way, if you notice right here, I have the bolting locations. I'm going to be able to drill those in and then mount right to the core support. And this is a plenty sturdy way to then be able to mount these lights too. But with that, it looks like I've got some trimming to make in the grill. So we're going to get to that first, and then hopefully we'll get this lined up pretty quickly. All right, and just like that, slides in and mounts right there perfectly to the core support. So next, I'm gonna get these clamps, I'm gonna level it out and start marking my holes, and then get ready to drill and put in riv nuts for it. So let's get to that next. Now we got that bracket all bolted in behind there, and looking at it, I'm going to try to get this light in right here first, and it looks like it's actually not going to be deep enough on the ends here, so I took a few measurements. It looks like I'm going to have to cut this top section of this, I guess, third row of the grill right here out, so that way I can kind of get it to where it sits flush with the grill right there. So I'm going to get to doing that, and then hope all works out. That way I'm not buying a new grill. Before I get too ahead of myself, these are going to be weld-on tabs that I got from EBBCO, EBBCO. So they make a lot of trophy truck parts, carbon fiber parts, and obviously right here, these are these 4130 little Onk 6 light mounts I was able to get. And super nice, super cool. The laser cut, and then basically I'm using these to kind of offset. I've cut them to different lengths right there, so that way the light sits at an angle inside the grill. That way it's not sitting flat when everything else is curved. So these are gonna be for our two little I want amber lights that are gonna sit lower, and yeah, that should do it. So I'm gonna get to actually getting these welded on now, and then we should be able to see what the grill's gonna look like pretty quickly here. So let's get to it. All right, well, just like that, with some MIG gun squirts and some powder coat in a can, we've got our light bar bracket right here. So I'm gonna get this bolted up and see how it looks, and hope I don't have too much more cutting to do with the grill, because I kind of want to keep it as OEM looking as possible. So let's get it on. Okay, well, that's gonna just about do it for this episode. For the light package, I could not be more stoked with how it came out. I feel like before this, I had 5 LP6s that sat in front of the grill here, and it was a much, I guess, sort of a louder or gaudy type setup. And I feel like this time around, I really wanted to go with something that was more low key, but still packed a punch. So with this bracket, I have the file, I'm able to get it cut out. If anybody is interested, you are able to adjust the height. I feel like that was kind of the reason of leaving the brackets separate to weld to it, just because my grill isn't going to be the same as a Denali grill versus an SLT grill. So if you guys decide to do it, it also should work with a Silverado, but I can't make any promises there. But with that being said, if you guys are interested in it and it helps you out, I can absolutely get one shipped out to you. So on top of that, huge shout out to Baja Designs. I know Baja Designs, they are not cheap lights, but they are, in my opinion, the best in the industry. They're all made in the USA. Once you go to a legitimate light and you turn them on, you're gonna be like, wow, this is the difference, because the beam pattern that these put out is completely different than what a Chinese light would. And in my opinion, if it's my 2 cents, I guess, you're better off buying less really good lights than more China lights. So I guess that's kind of where I'm gonna end it. And I think from here, I'm moving on to throwing these front fenders on. So I think that's gonna be the next episode, is getting the front fenders on the truck, and it's starting to actually look like a truck, which is pretty cool. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.